Yo, what's good, chat? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. Back with more of me playing Fortnite with my homie AZ. Gonna most likely join in, but with me consider changing my skin. I'll be sure to wear him next time. I consider wearing him next time. Hold up. I gotta figure her, you know. Excuse me, chat. For those who, yeah, that's why I mentioned excuse me so that y'all can be like, I'll be aware, like, I'm excusing myself, like, in terms of me clearing my throat, like, that's my way, considering the fact I have mucus buildup, which is, I'm pretty sure, specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary, and, you know, very decreased overall, you know? Yeah, I mean, chat? Alright, a pickaxe. I can't talk too loud, but you know what I'm referring to, you know? But I'm not necessarily at my mom's place, but you know what I'm referring to. But yeah, overall, if my kids make sound and I'm never gonna sleep in the future because I'm gonna be biologically immortal and indestructible, so I wouldn't have to necessarily sleep because I typically sleep to dream, and this is rare for me in terms of how, considering the fact I most likely have a rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare, very temporarily, and you know, decreased overall. My head sometimes hurts, so I just sleep in terms of like soothing that pain or whatever. It's gonna take quite a while for me to process it, so y'all don't necessarily be confused because it's rare. So you all gonna possibly be confused, who knows, or be like, oh, okay, so it's rare. I would respect and understand, you know. I would respect that, understand, and understood. I meant to say. Sometimes I constantly add ands within the sentence in terms of me having like, in terms of my like anxiety and stress level overall, chat, you know. Excuse me, and yeah, I'll be sure to join you in quite a bit whenever I get a chance, AZ. The fuck? It's not necessarily Christmas, brother. It's only Christmas within 1 month, despite the country. I know you playing, brother. You're just saying, you know. Excuse me, but yeah, that's why I typically like mention like, oh, excuse me when I clear my throat, you know. Hope you didn't necessarily hop off. That didn't seem like a chat. You know. Yo, it was good. It's currently not on Phil's chat. Whenever he considered using his mic. But overall chat, yeah, that's why, you know. But man, I am looking forward to just overall. I'm pretty sure I missed someone's chat, so whoever sent something, be sure to repeat that chat. And when I use the PS4, and like I mentioned, if it doesn't show that red logo, that live streaming logo, where it's red, where it's like the live logo, or emoji I meant, which is like, no, not the logo, the emoji, because logo means it's part of something that resonates with something. But if you see that, if it doesn't show the emoji, then I'm streaming on the PS4. So if you don't see it, you can send as much long sentence, but if not for the PS5, if you see the emoji, be like, okay, I'm gonna make it short and sweet and separate the sentence, just like how some people do for their script. For me, I'm gonna make my script long as hell. While I'm waiting for him to consider getting his mic, you know, and I promised I was gonna play Fortnite with him. Well, it wasn't yesterday, it's today, because it's currently, well, for him, it's pretty much yesterday, for him. For me, it's today, because it's currently 12:41. I'm looking forward to living in California. I am just looking forward to it. Excuse me, chat. Because, man, like, Michigan, it's cursed. It have poor economy and poor weather. And I'm not necessarily greedy, chat. Having a mansion is actually not necessarily greedy. You just gotta ensure you treat it right. Like with money, treat it right. Ensure you reward yourself with it. Be generous for others. It's not just for yourself. It's for you to use it for others and yourself. To provide yourself with something and provide others with something. Would you choose yourself to get it? Would you provide yourself first or provide others? Obviously others. But in this situation, once I win the lottery ticket for myself, to get everything situated, then for others. You know. Excuse me, chat. Because why exactly would I like gamble? You know, like that, and then. Cause I help others, but then I have to gamble again. You know, it wouldn't be pretty. So overall, for myself, then others, and then once I win a lottery ticket again, or whatever, whenever I get more richer. But I'm gonna be, well, I'm gonna be very rich. Nobody would know how rich I'll be. But overall, unless I can mention it, and YouTube could keep it private, because they have to know. YouTube is gonna potentially know. Actually, all of you can know, but I'm gonna have to DM my net worth for those I trust, because it's gonna be huge in the future. But once I have that type of money, it's gonna. The hint is it's gonna be above the trillions, but you don't know how rich I'm gonna be above that. That's the hint right there, chat. But you don't know exact. You know, because after trillion is quadrillion. Yeah, you don't know that for sure. It could be more than that. But overall, that's how rich I'm gonna be. That is just a simple hint I'm gonna consider giving. But YouTube is gonna keep it private overall, just in case overall. But for all of my fans like those who been subscribed can know, because I trust you all. Despite your moral character, whether you're a sinner, less sanctified, lowly sanctified, meaning between less and highly, and highly sanctified, because it seems like I'm not the only virtuous in this world. God Almighty Jesus Christ is as well, but it's very rare to witness someone who's a virtue. For real though, it's very rare, you know. My chat, I was thinking about something personal and hey, me my mic of some because of something, you know. Anyway, chat. Hold on, I'm gonna call AZ because apparently he's not. He doesn't necessarily have his mic on. Hold up. Alright, Joe, hold up.
Hello?
Yo, what's good?
What's good? I try calling you.
Yeah, you may have to use your mic because I'm currently streaming at the moment, so they can be able to hear you from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Most likely.
Oh. Sorry I came back home late.
Nah, it's all good.
Are you down to play?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. I'm almost finished cooking dinner, but just give me a sec, okay?
Alright, man. Yeah, that's the whole point. Why he?
Let me know your party first, and then we can talk on there.
Yeah, you're currently in here, but yeah.
Okay. I will see you there.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
Yeah, apparently there's only 3 week 5. Unless, because my sister was playing earlier, so I'm pretty sure they helped out with that. Who knows? Because if I mention AZ, because sometime when something is completed, him or someone else would just mention something completely different, and they'd mention like. Excuse me, chat. They would like mention something different overall, chat. You know. Hold on, I gotta unmute myself from here. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Hold on.
I was mentioning like let me unmute myself from here, like the voice message. You know. Aye, man. Hope you heard that part because I unmuted myself. But damn, I'm currently level 55. I don't necessarily care what level people are on. People will be like, "Oh, are you jealous?" Like, nah, I've never been jealous throughout any. Why would I get jealous? Come on, man. Like, man, like I mentioned, I'm without sins, without mistakes, and very righteous in terms of me being a virtue. Like, real shit, you know? My bad for your hearing the breathing, my bad. Swing my way. Always get your way. That is fucked. Hold up, I moved it from here? Alright, just being weird because AZ doesn't necessarily like when, someone uses those words. But yeah, always my way, like that, it's fucked because, like, nah, you don't necessarily want to be arrogant, you know? Oh, is she part of that? That's cool. Not necessarily the 7, it's the 8. Yeah, I'm not gonna be gifting at the very moment. I don't necessarily want to make a copyright, so I have to, like, take a glimpse of the emote. Well, y'all can hear that because I put that volume part down. But yeah, I'm gonna currently save my V-Bucks for, like, I'll say, like, next season. Like, I'm not gonna necessarily dwell on, like, uh, she's even covering herself as well. She's like, ooh, nobody's gonna see that part. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, chat. But hold on, I don't want to necessarily. I don't necessarily want you to take my breathing. But afterwards, I'm gonna consider playing GT5 Director mode. Just fuck around in there overall. I was watching a bit of WWE Monday Night Raw, but I'll consider finishing that shit tomorrow. I have plenty of time, you know. I was watching a bit of WWE Monday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being a WWE wrestler myself. I'm gonna consider playing 2K25. I haven't played it, you know. I could create my own character, like what my character could possibly look like in the future. But I like it if people, if there's like a mix of reactions, majority cheer and majority boo. I want to see more booing than cheering because someone mentioned to me that the more likely someone boos, the more likely they love your character. Doesn't necessarily mean they hate you because it's within the storyline. Excuse me, chat. But don't boo if it's like out of the storyline. They're booing in terms of the storyline. They're going according to that. If they're doing it like for like realistic shit of that person, then that is fucked up. I mean, I used to boo back then, but that's simply because of the character. Oh, if I don't necessarily like the character, like who they are, behavior wise. Like I want Seth Rollins to be a heel, but man, I am looking for to have a feud with him. So whenever I look at him, I'm like, ugh, that behavior, man, that moral sinful behavior, real shit. Damn, my lip hurt. My like left part of my lip hurts. Yeah, because my little brother, he was scratching it or pinching it or whatever, and then like yeah, I could feel like that scratch. Like it burns as well because saliva is considered like a liquid, like a water. I'm pretty sure, but is mixed with bacteria. So oh man, it hurts. Hand sanitizer. Oh man, if you put on there, which don't, that is not reasonable. Man, it would feel like you're burning in hell. But when people are in hell, from what I know, which obviously, considering the fact I have exactly 500 IQ, knows exactly everything, and it's equal to exactly infinite IQ in terms of me having a gift of knowledge from, you know, God of my Jesus Christ, you know. But overall, oh hold up, I'm pretty sure he's back.
My back.
Oh my gosh, hold on, I'll continue afterwards.
Mike,
Yeah, it
can
was
you hear
good.
me?
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. You wanna do quest?
Yeah, sure thing.
Can I finish week 4 quest? I think week 5 came out, right?
Yeah, I did half of it apparently because from what it shows, it's only like exactly like three of them, like three quests left for week 5 for me.
Yeah.
Is it for everybody, or you think I like did them?
I think that for everyone.
Okay, okay. Just want to ensure.
Yeah.
For this scenario though, chat, apparently it's for everybody because sometime I would mention something to be like, no, 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 yeah, you may possibly do some of them. You may possibly do some of them, you know. But what I was gonna mention, and if he's wondering if I'm there, like, I muted myself, but on Fortnite, so you all can hear me, but the person what's in the lobby won't. But what was I gonna mention? It's gonna take a while for me to process it yet. Fuck. Hold up, chat, I gotta go back on my stream. Sometimes I do that. Hold up.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta go
I'm
back.
ready.
Here, let me ready up so that he won't have to wait.
Pretty sure he's back. I had a feud with him, so whenever I look at him, I'm like, ugh, that behavior, man. That
Did you
moral
get a
sinful
chance to
behavior
level
bullshit.
up?
Hold on, I gotta chat with him.
Mike.
Yeah, I definitely did. I'm currently level 55.
Oh, nice.
Hold on, give me a minute.
Okay.
Oh shit,
You know
that's
Eric,
copyright.
right? My
Yeah,
high
it's
school
copyright.
friend that he plays Fortnite.
Yeah.
Apparently the skin you're wearing, he thinks it's a prostitute.
Does he like see my stream or he just like that's his preference in terms of the skin?
Like in general, skins in general.
Um, okay, in my preference, I would say not necessarily because prostitutes show more skin than what she's showing, despite her showing, her abdomen like skin.
No,
But
no,
like,
it's not a prostitute. He was saying that the skin is gay.
well, that's mid. You should, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If he doesn't know what that word means, which I'm sure he should,
Yeah.
but yeah, because a prostitute means like, I'm not gonna get into the details
I
kind
mean,
of streaming, but
it's not prostitute, but he thinks it's gay
in terms of
or
what? Because
transgender or transgender.
well, that's his point of view. I'm not gonna really
Yeah.
jump into it, but anyway, hold on, I'm gonna do something for real quick. I'm still gonna be playing though.
Okay.
Prostitute, what the fuck, shit. But hold on, that's not why I want to meet
I
myself.
gotta land too.
My lip hurt. My like left part of my lip hurts. Hey, cause my little brother, he was
Hold up,
scratching
let me.
liquid, like a water, I'm pretty sure, but it's mixed with that. Q knows exactly everything, and it's equal to exactly when people are in hell. From what I know.
Okay, that's the part I want to mention. All right, so when people are in hell, chat. Yeah, nobody. Only demons are there, but when people are there, because people are gonna be back as a soul, aka as a glorified body, which people are gonna physically be a kid eternally and indefinitely, and mentally be an adult eternally indefinitely. Well, obviously, because people are meant to be mentally immature, despite their human stage, like what they are overall physically, whether glorified or like within their mortal body. But I'm pretty sure your whole body is burned, but your neck is gonna be submerged. So I'm sure half of your like body is peaked out, so you're like your head. Or who knows? I'm pretty sure your neck will be out as well, so your whole body will be burned, but your head. That's just what I know overall. But I know, chat, without further ado, let's get straight to this shit. Cause I'm currently in a match and like I have to commute with him overall. Yeah, I mean, shit. Bro, I was gonna unmute myself. Can she like see I was gonna be AFK?
What happened?
Have a sense of respect, bitch. Okay, I'm playing, but for real, have a sense of respect. Apparently this person eliminated me. So,
Oh, oh, I thought you were gonna land with me.
um, yeah, I was, but I wanted to land there. But
Oh,
next match or whenever you reboot me, I'll be sure to stick near you.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I didn't expect you would die.
nah, yeah, cause I was gonna unmute myself because I was doing something or whatever, or like chatting with my viewers about something, and apparently when I was gonna mute my mic from Fortnite, the voice method or whatever, apparently the person just eliminated me when they should be like, oh, this person's not moving, but since, like I mentioned, since people don't want to listen, they just want to be toxic, so yeah, that's how I got eliminated, and it was just one player. It wasn't like two of them at once. So,
Alright, I'm gonna get your card.
but yeah, anyway, yeah. Yeah, be sure to get that, and then, or if
How
you're
did
not
I
able to make,
take damage? Like whenever I'm in a car, how did I take damage?
well, I'm pretty sure they add like a bit of realism, or it could be a glitch, or I'm pretty sure because the car hit the ground hard, so it made it seem like a bit realistic where um your character took damage.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's what they added, unless it could be a glitch, like your body submerged into the ground and like something like that.
but you're not submerged.
Yeah, I mean, unless, like I mentioned, they can add a bit of realism where like your character got hurt because the car hit the ground hard.
Oh,
So who knows? Now there's a player there, so.
yeah, I see it.
But yeah, we'll play like a few matches or whatever, like do as like plenty of quests, and then I would possibly like play GT or something afterwards.
Okay, I'm sorry that things changed.
No, it's all good. No, yeah,
You
that's
you can go ahead and loot here. I'll be at the gas station.
like where I'm at, loot tier.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm just at the gas station. Just don't
all right,
worry.
man.
I have a quest over here, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna consider doing my quest as well, so I can like, cause I saved plenty of my levels. Like I didn't use it much, so might as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, apparently the world's gonna potentially end thousands of years. Quite interesting, chat. Like we are currently, oh shoot, we're currently within, and I knew this one was gonna occur, but you know. But yeah, we're currently within the thousands, like the 2000s, but of the 2020s decade of the 2000s of the 21st century, and we're currently like in exactly the year, or we're currently at exactly the year 2025. Like, man, I'm looking forward to just live my life, man. Just imagine, chat, eternally and indefinitely stress-free and anxiety-free level, like without it interfering. Bro, it takes quite a while for me to process, and like, you know, my finger is on the trigger button, the R2 button. Like, come on, man. Excuse me, chat. I don't want him to think I was AFK, but I was just ensuring to see which weapon can go whatever. Seems perfect, I would say. Oh man, it is a great view. Hold on, I'm gonna stick near him as well, so might as well.
Alright, I'm gonna come towards you.
Aye, man. I knew what to pick, chat.
You
Took
still there?
took quite a while for me to process it, you know. Oh yeah.
Mike.
Oh, hold on, I gotta. Yeah, I'm currently here still.
Alright.
So I'm talking to you all, chat. So you know, I prefer like chatting with you all while you know. I mean, I don't. I mean, it depends, but I'm not gonna explain much. But oh shit.
Did someone get rebooted?
Yeah. Yeah, so someone's heading towards us.
Oh, someone's coming towards you.
Yeah.
Get in. Did you get in?
Yeah, yeah, I was just getting the player, but yeah. But I needed to,
want to die to storm.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I knew what to pick. We could possibly play Fortnite OG, man. That brings plenty of nostalgia. Great memories. Great, and I mean great memories. I had a great time when I
Find a safe
played
place
Fortnite back
to-
then. Man, I don't even play with much people on Fortnite. Typically AZ in my subs, which, like, when my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very, very, very temporarily and was more increased back then,
We need fuel.
I wasn't.
To take a pit stop.
It took me a very long while for me to process in terms of my awareness of like being aware of it. But I was aware, but it took me a very long while, you know.
Alright, finish my quest with the bird. Like, eat or consume. Hey, Mike, can you protect me? I gotta get the oven.
Man. But yeah, considering the fact, my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporarily, and very decreased overall, like more like decreased overall, like I'm like very aware of it, you know. But man, nostalgia for me it hits quite different compared to how others nostalgia hits, depending on their certain type of mental trauma, which mine is rare. Like I have a rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very, very, very temporarily very decreased overall, like very decreased, as I specifically mentioned, like before, just overall, like just like at the very moment. So nostalgia for me, it hits quite different. It just brings back that great memory and ensure that I just have that ethop, eth- Euphoria, you know. Whoa, 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 are you fucking kidding me? People, like nowadays, like, come on, that's fucked. Hope they don't find him. Oh, he's back. That's great. Yo, I apparently got knocked.
Oh,
Well, I got eliminated actually.
oh yeah, sorry.
Come on,
Oh,
I'm pause or not? I'm pause. Pause. I need to mention to him like it's not your fault. Like,
I didn't realize.
okay, there you go. No, there you go. Nah, it's all good. You were actually protected.
Okay.
I was gonna mention that, chat. Come on, man. But either way, he would know that I protected him. Actually, speak louder than words, so my actions proved it. Words or not, you know.
I think he's camping on me.
Camping is bullshit, chat. But yeah, like back then I used to play with plenty of those who were, you know, temporarily physically a kid was in their mortal body. It just feels great. Like I was temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult was in my mortal body. Like I was 13, like very younger, you know, and like it was a great time to just play with plenty of kids, like those who you know were temporarily physically a kid was in their mortal body, and I'm pretty sure they're currently well, some of them were actually temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult in their mortal body, but much younger, not like older or in terms of like completing puberty. Like puberty is complete finished. Like AZ, he was close to being complete most likely, and I was like still going through that shit. Never had mood swings. I mean, I had quite a bit, which is specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is like very rare and very temporarily,
I gotta heal first.
and very decreased overall, like very decreased. Um,
Cars.
but yeah, that's what the mood swing. That's what my mood swings is associated with. It's specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very, very, very temporarily, but like overall, very decreased overall chat, Like, yeah, very decreased overall. But yeah, that's what's associated with. Like, I still have them someday, like sometimes. So that's where my anger occurs from. But it's righteous anger. It's like righteous wrath through God Almighty Jesus Christ. But in terms of its worseness or its severity, or like overall, it's specifically associated. Like half of it, or quite a bit of it overall, it's specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporarily, like very decreased overall. You know. Excuse me, chat. And yeah, very decreased, like overall chat, you know, very decreased overall.
Like
But yeah, anyway, chat. Yeah. But yeah, overall chat, like I had a great time back then. Like I used to hang out with people younger, if you know what I'm referring to.
Mike, can you save me?
Like it's cool, you know, to hang out with someone or interact with someone who's like temporarily physically a kid within their mortal body. And I still do, but not as much. Like nowadays it's just those who are temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult, but not younger, just older and done with puberty and like possibly aging, who knows? Because you're playing with them, you're not, you know. But when it comes to like reality, you would know for sure. So when I interact with someone close to my age or whatever, which doesn't necessarily matter, like it's sad. Like you're like, oh man, I want to interact with someone who's temporarily physically a kid
Currently, I've
within
seen
a mortal
a
body chat, you
quest
know.
where I can fall from 5-story above without taking damage.
Hold on, I'm gonna mention something to him. Yeah, I may possibly do that as well if I haven't necessarily completed that
Oh,
quest.
I just completed it.
Hold on, what week is it exactly?
Week 5.
Um. Oh, apparently I completed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cause for week 5, all I have to most likely complete is consume different food or drink items at Bird to Go gas stations, headshot opponents with marksman rifles, and spend bars at Academy Tech Labs.
Oh,
Wait, hold up, someone's here.
yeah, I see it.
Ooh,
I knocked someone. I got one. Where's the other person?
apparently he jumped off. Whether he killed himself or something.
I don't know. Probably he landed in the water.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, I can't really buy anything. Let's get into one.
There's a rift nearby, so.
Yeah. I got in.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to interview with them, but yeah, like overall, it seems very cool. Like real shit, you should definitely consider interacting with those who are temporarily physically
I
a
just got
kid,
booted.
within their mortal body. Despite the age requirement law, which is temporarily, but despite it being temporarily, you know, just goes the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ's divine light, and you know, just be obedient towards it,
I had
in terms of
someone.
that, you know, in terms of like going with the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ's
Mike,
divine light, in terms of like you know going with the flow,
Mike,
in
are
terms
you
of being
there?
obedient towards the age requirement law, despite it being temporarily. And the age requirement law is in safety for well-being. Yeah, they're separate from each other. So yeah, the age requirement law, despite it being
Mike, are you there?
temporarily, and a
You're
safety for our
finished?
well-being, they're yeah separate from each other overall. And despite them being temporarily, chat, well, despite the age requirement law being temporarily, yeah, that is that and the safety for well-being, yeah, they're separate from each other. and the safety for our well-being is eternally and
Are you there?
indefinitely. And the age requirement law, well, they're temporarily. So despite being temporary, just be obedient towards that for now. Like goes the flow of the light of God, of my Jesus Christ, divine light. And just goes the flow of that. Or be obedient towards these current laws, despite it being temporarily. When going with the flow of the light of God, my Jesus Christ, divine light. In terms of like being obedient towards these current laws, like the age requirement laws, despite it being temporarily, chat. And that and the safety for well-being, like the age requirement laws and just the safety for well-being overall, yeah, they're separate from each other, Like I specifically mentioned, but overall, just to constantly repeat it so y'all are aware, when I constantly repeat those shit, so y'all can be aware. But overall, yeah, you can be friends with them for
Your
now.
mic's muted.
Well, hold on. Yeah, my bad. I was talking to my viewers.
It's okay.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna head to the circle.
Oh, it's 5 tick.
Yeah, apparently. Oof. Yeah, I'm knocked.
Can you climb? Oh, can you not make it?
I have to see, but it doesn't seem like I would. You could possibly see if there's like a certain way to reboot me without like heading towards my card.
Yeah. Oh, your reboot card's all the way there.
Yeah. But anyway, chat. Like overall, yeah. What I mean by for now, in terms of being friends, like when it comes to the next decade, whether they lower the age requirement or like remove it completely during the next decade, then like in terms of relationship, it would be very different. Yeah, what I mean. Like in terms of like relationship, like with someone younger or close to your age or whatever, whether they're temporarily physically a kid within their mortal body or temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult within their mortal body, whether younger or like 18 plus in terms of being done with their puberty. And I'm not referring to like the age requirement law, despite it being temporarily in terms of that. I'm referring to like overall. But I'm saying once they change to the next decade, not century, the next decade of like the 2030s decade. But in terms of the current decade of the 2020s decade, in terms of that age requirement law, despite it being temporarily not like changing, in
Ooh,
terms of
let's
being
go.
lowered
Let's
or like
go.
removed completely.
Did you see it?
Yeah, you did great. But yeah, despite it not being lowered or removed completely, chat.
How many kills did you get? All right, give me a sec.
But yeah, despite it not being lowered or removed completely, and despite it being temporarily, but like current at the very moment within the 2020s decade, well, from last century to this century of like the 2020s decade of 2025 exactly, like exactly is the year 2025. Like overall, ooh, excuse me. Like overall, despite that,
Did you see how I got the win?
hold up, chat. Yeah,
How come you're mute?
because I was yeah, talking to my viewers.
Oh, all right. You ready for another round?
Yeah, let me see how much I earn like my levels.
Okay.
Might be thinking about something personal, chat. But anyway, chat. Overall, like within this current decade, like overall, for now, just be friends with anybody of like those under 18. Just be friends with them. Those 18 plus, you can either be friends or be in a relationship, like how I am with my girl who's currently 24 years old. Well, yeah, she's currently 24. Hold up. Hey Siri, what's 2001 minus 2025? Oh wait, she's currently 23. She's gotta be 24. I'm looking forward to her. I'm looking forward for her birthday. Hope we can start taking. My bad, chat. But yeah, and my adopted one as well. Because my adopted one could be at the bar, despite the current law, despite it being temporarily and despite the current law, but you can't drink in terms of the current law, and despite that being temporarily, the age requirement law, despite it being temporarily and despite it being like the current version of it overall, even though next decade it could potentially be lowered or removed completely, like possibly the age to be president could possibly be lowered from 35 to
You no longer
25
here?
until they get certain things situated. What up? Oh, what up, chat? Yeah.
Mic? Okay. Can you just leave your mic on? Because I can't hear you.
What up, chat? I'll still be here. Like, if you need me, I'll just unmute my mic.
Okay.
Because I'm most likely talking to you all, chat, but I'm just muting myself on Fortnite. But yeah, like, whether it's lowered or removed completely during the next decade, chat, for whatever age requirement law. But overall, yeah, they're temporarily. But yeah, so overall, such a government, like any country government, but possibly just the U.S. government overall, like, they have to get certain shit situated, before they can remove the age requirement to be president. But for now, it's gonna be lowered from 35 to 25, despite that being temporarily. But despite that being
Do
temporarily,
you spend anything?
like my gold,
Yeah.
I don't have enough.
Oh. Okay, I finished that quest.
What exactly was the quest?
Spend gold on the Academy Labs.
Mm. But yeah, chat, like overall, like the next decade,
I didn't
like
realize how expensive it is.
like it would be like either lowered or removed completely. Which, if it's removed completely, that's like eternally and indefinitely, which aligns with God of my Jesus Christ. But the one lowered or like raised, like the one we currently have overall. But regardless of any age requirement law, despite that they're temporarily in alliance with Satan in terms of what I specifically mentioned before, of how like anybody under that age, like it seems arrogant and just letting those that age or above that age, unfortunately. But that despite that age requirement law, despite that age requirement law, it's despite that it's temporarily, and like current in terms of this current decade. But overall, yeah, just be friends with anybody of all ages,
Nice to
regardless,
want
chat.
this.
Especially those underage, you can be friends with them. whether they're you
Mike,
know, temporarily physically a kid within their mortal body or temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult
Mike,
within their mortal body, whether younger or
Mike, where are you?
like your age or older, you know, Chad? Or your age, close in age, or older when like temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult, Chad, you know? Like within the mortal body, Chad, you know? Excuse me, Chad?
Mike, how much gold do you have?
Hold up, Chad. Currently have 120 gold.
Oh. Let's go to the bridge.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
My bad for doing that emo, Chat. Took a while for me to process on what to click. But anyway, chat. Well, yeah, simply because of my anxiety and stress level. But overall, chat. Yeah, I don't have much to mention. Real shit. Actually, no. You know, what, whatever I have to mention, then you know, I'll keep this muted for now. But yeah, man, I am just looking forward to living in LA. People think that's greedy, just choosing that state of California compared to Michigan, but Michigan's cursed. Like the economy, it's cursed overall. So it has nothing to do with greed. It's more like of the economy and the weather. Like God Almighty Jesus Christ prefers someone to be rich for good, though, to like make others rich, in terms of like where they're from. But Michigan, because of the
Hey,
curse,
Mike,
I'm pretty sure, in terms of like certain biblical
here.
series, you know.
Do you want
What up,
this?
Chad?
Let me
What's that?
drop it for you. Here.
Yeah, sure thing.
Alright. Because I want to pick up the DMR.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, but in great weather, like it's just warm. Like Michigan weather, like it constantly rain and then it stops and then rain stops. Compared to California, doesn't necessarily rain as much, but despite that, like it could possibly be like a divine punishment within California in terms of like earthquakes and wildfire. Sometimes hurricane, but they're very rare, so that's great for those within California, chat. You know.
He's almost dead. Nice. You want this shotgun? Alright, let's get out of here.
I gotta organize.
Let's use this truck over here.
All right. But yeah, chapter one, season four, man, that was a great season. I even missed that one live event. I wasn't necessarily paying attention as much. It took me a very long while for me to process in terms of that. But for me, it takes quite a while for me to process to whenever a live event would occur or not. Actually, not really. It's more of like wouldn't necessarily take quite a while for me to process the chat in terms of the live event. It would like in terms of like what time it'll occur or whatever for the live event. So it's quite different, you know. But yeah, be friends with those who are temporarily physically a kid was in their mortal body chat. Just friends in terms of the current law, despite it being temporarily in terms of the age requirement law. But the age requirement laws, despite it being temporarily, they're separate from the safety for our well-being laws, which that is eternal and indefinitely, have always existed, have no beginning, no ending, because it's from God Almighty Jesus Christ. It aligns with Him. But the age requirement doesn't necessarily align with God Almighty Jesus Christ, as I specifically mentioned. It aligns with Satan in terms of it. So yeah, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, chat, you know. But like I've mentioned, chat, overall, like I specifically mentioned, I gotta go with the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ, divine light, and just obey these current laws, despite the age requirement law being temporarily, chat, you know, which the age requirement law or the age requirement laws is separate from the safety for our well-being laws, you know, chat. Like overall, like yada, I mean, like they're separate from each other, chat, you know. But for video games, for like rating wise, it doesn't seem like it affects. Like it doesn't seem like people get in trouble if they play like Fortnite because it's T rated. Back then, people didn't want those who are temporarily physically a kid to play. They want someone of that age. Like, come on, that is messed up. But it says T rated, so I feel if you're mentally mature, they should change the rating or something instead of T rating or T rated. I meant. I would say they have E10, but even then, I used to play Ratchet Clank, and I was like 6 or something years old when I played it. Who knows? I'm pretty sure that was back then, and they haven't necessarily changed the rating because they're just games. When it comes to movies, they just want you to go with your parent in movie theaters because they think, oh, they would understand if they're not with their parents.
Defeat the boss already.
But when you're with your parents, like, it would be cool because they would ensure that you're great. Like, what the fuck, man? So for R-rated, M-rated, or MA, meaning you gotta be mentally mature. PG-13, change it to PG something. Or PG-8. Well, yeah, I would say, like, anybody under 7, like, it can affect them, but if they have a mental maturity level, then you can make an exception for that. So yeah, I would say PG-8. So for like instead of using T-rated, use E8. And for the E10, EM, everyone but was mental maturity, and an E8 meaning E but 8 plus, meaning those who are 7 have to have awareness, so you can make an exception, but 8 would just be a reasonable age in terms of like the mental maturity level. But real shit, age requirement, yeah, it doesn't seem reasonable. That aligns with Satan, because anybody under that age, like, oh, you can do that or whatever, because it's a law. Like, what the fuck, man? But like I've mentioned, despite the age requirement law, it's, you know, despite that, it's temporarily, chat, you know. But overall, I go with the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ, divine light, and be obedient for these current laws of the age requirement laws for now, you know. Well, because it's current, and, you know, until it changes, or yeah, until it changes for now, you know. But as of these current laws overall, chat, you know. And like I specifically mentioned, chat, the age requirement law, or
Hey Mike, I got the chug jug. Or I got the medallion. Actually, do you want a medallion?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
But yeah, despite that, chat, despite the age requirement laws, you know, despite them being temporarily, like I specifically mentioned before, chat, despite the age requirement laws, you know, being temporarily, despite it being temporarily, chat. That is separate from the safety for our well-being
So
laws.
we can
They're separate from each other overall, chat. You know.
over here.
So yeah, just be friends with anybody, real shit. Like we're human beings overall, whether we are temporarily physically a kid within our mortal body, or temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult within a mortal body, chat. You know. Like how I'm like temporarily physically an adolescent slash adult within my mortal body. Those are temporarily physically a kid within their mortal body. You could be friends with them. Just be
Yeah.
friends, whether they're a boy or a girl. You
Oh
know.
yeah. Uh, about the convention. Oh crap. Yeah. How about I call you back after, okay? All right. Okay, I'll call you after. I'll see you. Mike.
That the friend you were mentioning to me
Someone?
about?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I hear footsteps or something.
Where is he?
Oh no, I hear like shooting from like a distance.
Okay. Can we
Oh,
switch
hold on,
chat?
hold on. Yeah, someone's on me actually.
Oh crap.
No, I was just wondering if that's a friend, but anyway, it's all good. But yeah, just be friends with anybody. Like, don't let anybody. Oh, you can't because no, there's no laws for that, and that would be messed up. For a relationship, that's different. That's in terms of the current law, because they assume that's for safety for well-being, but no, they like who knows if they chose that, but overall, safety for well-being have always existed. So before age requirements occurred, despite it being temporarily and separate from the safety for well-being laws, safety for well-being have always existed before age requirements. So overall, people would encourage that. But for but overall, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily checked, you know, like that's different, you know. But friendship, yeah, people can be friends with anybody, whether you're a teacher, a doctor. Like I feel like when you're of those jobs, you can
Gosh.
still consider being friends with them. Don't be like, oh, simply because you're a teacher, you can't have a relationship with them, or you can't, you know, you can't be friends with them. You can only consider them as acquaintance, like someone you interact with only when you're at the area. No, or within that place. No, that is bullshit. Come on, like acquaintance, that is messed up. Cause there is friendship group or levels, and like people learn that at school. Like that is fucked up. I feel that acquaintance or
Hello?
stranger, that is like satanic.
You called me? Cause you called me.
Cause
I missed your call.
stranger, that means unknown person, but we're all created by God Almighty Jesus Christ.
Nothing.
And
Just playing Fortnite
acquaintance,
with Mike right now. Hmm.
well,
Yeah, he is playing.
yeah, I have plenty of energy. I never
Alright,
get
I'll
tired.
talk to you later. I'll
For
text
real
you
though, I
tomorrow.
don't.
You wanna play tomorrow? Whenever you're available.
Even when I was younger, I never got tired, but I used to get
Okay.
sick
Anyways, good
constantly
night.
simply because of my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very, very, very temporarily and very
Oh, that's
decreased
Rachel.
overall,
Hi.
you know? Hold up. Like very decreased. Uh, yeah, I heard. She was shocked that I was still awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like
Dude, I wasn't ready. And then he just unbelievable. The
yeah,
guy who killed me.
yeah. I saw. Yeah, one more month to the next season.
Yeah. It's so annoying how they edit
How they
so everything is real.
yeah, exactly.
Annoying.
What food you're eating exactly?
Just dumpling.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you heard that they may update TikTok or something or ban it or whatever?
Oh no.
Yeah, I heard it from I saw it on Instagram, so because my one of my friends sent me it. But yeah, anyway,
Probably after this match, I'm gonna call my friend back. You can play GTA.
alright, man.
I just need to finish one more quest.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm gonna play Fortnite as well later today for me. So
Oh, I mean, oh yeah, for me it's tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. I was referring to like for me.
Yeah. You okay? You're breathing really heavily.
Oh yeah, my bad. My mic is close. Is near me. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah. Even my viewers are
is he okay?
yeah. Even my viewers would they can hear, but I'm sure they don't care.
Yeah. No, I was confused.
No, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, y'all can hear that. My bad, chat.
No, yeah, it's all good.
Why is this so laggy?
Anyway, but yeah, like that. Yeah, it's gonna take quite a while for me to process on what acquaintance what's the meaning of it. Hey Siri, what's the definition of the word acquaintance?
It's okay. We got a win earlier, before last game. Where do you want to land?
Um,
Actually, let's land over here.
oh, that's what acquaintance means.
Is that
Like,
okay with you? Mike?
hold up, chat. Yeah, that's cool.
Because you weren't speaking.
Person's knowledge or experience of something. The students had little experience with the language, one slight knowledge of or friendship with
Did
someone.
you finish the challenge where you're not supposed to take fall damage?
No, I never had a chance to. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because you told me you completed it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did because you mentioned that was part of week 5, so.
Yeah. Oh, watch out! There's 2 people.
Alright. But like, yeah, just be friends with anybody, chat. Whether in real life or like what's in video games, because I even play with myself, and man, they're all ages. But like, man, I'm looking for adopting my daughter. I'm gonna introduce her to my like, possibly my vlogging channel, or I could create a family channel. But I would have to include my wifey as well. I'm gonna teach her how to be a vlogger and how to use the camera and all that, and
Oh crap!
how to talk when I'm not using the camera. Like, I
It's
want
so
her
low right now.
to
Can
not
you
rely
turn
on
it up?
me because, like, oh shit, hold up, chat. Oh no, what I was mentioning though, another thing I was gonna mention. Hell yeah, GG's. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally shot.
But yeah, I used to get plain sickness because that was like associated with my like I was specifically mentioned, that's associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary. Yeah, very decreased as well overall. So yeah, it may feel like I was tired, but it wasn't necessarily because yeah, I used to get sick like certain times, and I did not necessarily like it. Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare in terms of being traumatized, not scared, because I didn't necessarily have any fears. People back then said I did, but no, I just get traumatized. Like when I see a dog, sometimes certain big dogs, I mean, I get traumatized by like, oh, when they put their teeth around me, because bro, why would they bite to play with someone? Like, well, I'm pretty sure that is another way of saying I'm playing with you, but just know when I bite, that just means that if you mess with me, I'm gonna show you what it's like. But they do it to me as
Yeah,
well,
after this match,
you
I'm
know.
gonna get off and then call my friend.
I man.
You can play GTA since you wanted to play.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, But yeah, my adopted daughter, she's gonna be 8. Well, she is 8 currently at the very moment. So once I adopt her, she'll be 8. I'll introduce her. You know, she can share whatever on the channel. Her and I could play Fortnite as well.
I'm
You
so
know.
glad you're helping me with my quest, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cause real shit, chat, I need someone younger to play with as well as a friend.
Wait, what?
What up? What's that?
Mike, you didn't finish.
No, I was in. No, that's all I had to mention.
Oh.
Pretty sure I was mentioning something before I mute myself, and like, who knows if you heard it or something. It's gonna take a while for me to process it, but it's all good chat. But yeah, like, cause when you play with someone younger, cause I did plenty of research, I'm pretty sure, and if you're interacting with someone younger, there's a more likely chance you would have less anxiety and
You
stress.
want to rotate inside?
You know?
Over here?
Yeah. And that is why, my friend, that when you work, you're interacting with people
Mike,
older
you want to rotate there?
because of the current law. Yeah, we can consider heading there.
Alright. Get in the car.
I mean, hey, I'm playing with AZ and I don't have much stress and anxiety, but I feel like when you play with
What time is it from you?
10:43.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like if you just interact with someone younger, you would have less stress and anxiety, but for me, that's specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary.
Just wait to shake down.
You know, where like, you know, it's very decreased, you know, overall. Like decreased overall, like very decreased. But hey, I mean, if someone doesn't necessarily have stress and anxiety, I feel it's great for your mental health.
Mike, did you hear
Despite that, like overall chat, you know? Hold up, chat. Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
there was a way to shake down.
Yeah, for sure. Because me and AZ used to interact with younger individuals.
I completed week 4 as well.
Oops.
Of me sliding and shooting.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well.
Yeah.
Unless I did that, hold on, let me check. Travel distance, what's it? Using a surf cube. Is that the one you did?
No. The sliding deal damage when you slide or airborne. It was like a week 4 one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I completed it.
Yeah. Why is it so expensive?
Yeah, I can't actually necessarily talk too loud because then they're gonna be like, "Oh, why are you so late?"
Like, why is the chest?
Even though I'm not necessarily at my mom's place, you know. Over there is different, chat. She would just mention to me, "Hey, don't talk too loud," and you know. But hey, I mean, I love talking loud. I feel like you should just ensure that those who never get tired, like, you shouldn't be like, "Oh, we need rest" and all that. Like, it's not gonna interfere with my house, you know. Rest and healing, that's different. That's for certain people. Like, even if I get bruises in terms of my, like, what's in my mortal body, that doesn't necessarily mean I won't necessarily heal, you know.
The kill switch revolver.
No.
Okay. There's a couple of new ones you want.
All right. Actually, I'm gonna use that one rifle for my quest. So.
Oh, yeah.
No, the Sprite rifle or whatever.
Spire rifle.
The Spire. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, but why can't the Spire come back? Didn't Spire came back in chapter 2 season 6 when Raz came back?
Pretty sure, but who knows why.
Oh, someone's going for the boss over here. The boss just moved.
You mentioned when Raz returned?
No, I said, how come Raz couldn't return?
Who knows why. Pretty sure they haven't have a story for him.
Maybe.
I mean, who knows? There can be plenty of reasons why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's great for your, like, mental health, you know, like, overall.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Because people could be depressed, stressed, and anxious because they're like, why am I interacting with people who are unfortunately temporarily physically an adolescent/adult? Like your own age, I feel like interact with your own age as well. Like even if you were temporarily physically a kid within your mortal body and interact with someone your age, if you want to interact with
There's a blue
certain ages
spire if
because
you want it,
they're mentally mature
and
or
then
just
there's this
regardless,
one.
you know. So we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah,
could
there's a
possibly
blue
happen
spire.
in terms of being friends with them, like other individuals, like temporarily physically a kid within a
I
mortal body,
actually want to
or
go to Japan, but I don't have the money for it.
yeah, same here. Or temporarily physically
Are you okay?
within a mortal body, but younger, But I feel like a younger individual just
Let's take a car.
decrease that stress, anxiety, and depression because you feel at home, meaning you know that God Almighty Jesus Christ gave you that free will, that full accountability. You're accountable for it depending on your actions. You have personal responsibilities in terms of what you're responsible for overall, and free will, like all together simultaneously. Like you have that freedom. Like I feel like our country definitely needs to have more freedom, so that people won't judge, be stereotypical to who you interact with. Like I won't necessarily get a heart attack, but I just get depressed, stressed, and anxious. That's why I want kids. Some people they just get stressed, anxious, and depressed. Actually, no, stressed and anxious when it comes to having kids. Hey, God Almighty Jesus Christ command us to be fruitful,
But watch
multiply.
out, there's people with medallions.
Don't make that an excuse.
Let's just ignore it.
Hold on, let me mention to him about my thoughts on like heading to Japan and something about it overall.
I'm gonna try to go around.
You said people without medallions?
Yeah, you see that yellow circle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid it. I don't
But
want to.
you mentioned you want to head to Japan someday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard certain like news about like earthquakes, like frequent earthquakes there.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if I head there, I got to be aware.
No, you gotta be careful. I
But
think where is good, but at the same time your own safety.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if I head to Tokyo, there's a higher risk, but depends on the city as well, like where where earthquake would occur at.
Yeah.
Just like California, if you're like near the San Andreas fault line, then there's a chance like you would feel it. But if you're like, because there's movies like how Los Angeles would get frequent earthquake, but I feel like that's just movie describing like something about the future or whatever.
Yeah. Let's go destroy this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you were gonna originally head to Japan, or China or whatever, but
Yeah. I mean both.
well, yeah, like anywhere within Asia. Cause I want to head to Indonesia as well. Like anything like they have Asian culture.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to consider heading to the Middle East as well. Like some countries don't necessarily have wars, but majority does. And I want to. If I was a president, I would end all Middle Eastern wars. But for like having wars towards China, like against China, Russia, and North Korea, that's just in terms of self-defense. In terms of like their way of running things, which is satanic and just not necessarily right. It has nothing to do with the religion. It's more of what they do overall, like how they run the government, like whatever lie they want people to abide with, which isn't necessarily reasonable. Like no freedom of speech in China, like no free speech. Russia, who knows? And North Korea, slavery, no human rights, meaning humans don't have no freedom. I feel like that's what it means for human rights, like freedom. You have the free will.
Watch out.
Like I don't necessarily like the religion Muslim, but I respect those if they have similarities with Christianity. So, I mean, I have issues with people who are Muslims, but in the future, who knows? But at the very moment, I'm gonna respect those who are Muslim. Like respect all religions. Satanism's nah, I wouldn't. But if there's a certain reason why that person's a Satanist, because there's certain reasons, then I would just respect like what they're feeling overall. But overall, I would respect everybody's beliefs in terms of like certain religions that I don't necessarily like Islam/Muslim and excuse me, chat. Like Islam/Muslim and Satanism. well, Islam/Muslim, Satanism, and atheism.
But it's too late.
Yada I mean chat. But yeah, man, there is definitely no free speech within China. Like, if I was in China, like, I wouldn't have free speech. And you can have citizenship within other countries. I feel like you definitely could, and be a leader of it. But of the U.S., they don't want nobody from other countries to be leader of the U.S. because they think that there's a chance they can have dictatorship. That's just what I feel, you know.
There's someone with a medallion.
And hey, man, like,
I'm gonna get the car.
I definitely want to consider heading to Russia, but man, the war that they're currently having, and especially if I start a war towards them, I'm only gonna be there just like for the war. But I would ensure people evacuate, like any citizen from those countries that I mentioned, because like, why would they want them to be part of it? Like, they can be traumatized. They can have that trauma. They're gonna develop it. Like, let them be in the U.S. I feel like if they're in the U.S., because the U.S. is gonna be against those countries, but none of them would necessarily interfere with the U.S. So they can feel safe, you know, safety for the well-being. Hey, that's a law I mentioned. I gotta respect it. I'm obeying that constantly. That's something we're meant to obey. But the age requirement laws, despite them being temporarily, depending on the country as well, chat. Another thing I wanted to mention as well, just, you know, go with the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ, divine light. You know, just be obedient towards it, like overall, like in terms of the current laws, whether it's from what's in the U.S., certain states, and other countries, because other countries they have their own age requirement. If some of them don't, then hey, that's great, but that doesn't mean all age requirements are like removed. So just be aware, depending on the country you're heading to. Like, those who are temporarily physically a kid within their mortal body, they can only have wine in Italy, or all alcohols, who knows, but from what I heard is just wine. But that's within Italy. The USA, who knows, but you know how that goes. But despite the 21 plus age requirement law being temporarily, in terms of like having alcohol, you know, that's just be obedient towards it. It goes the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ, divine light. And be obedient towards those current laws, whether it's 21 plus, 18 plus, or, you know, anything, despite it being temporarily, you know. In terms of the age requirement laws, chat, you know, despite them being temporarily, and in terms of the age requirement law, or age requirement laws being separate from the safety for our well-being laws, you know. But overall, chat, I've already repeated constantly, but overall, yeah, that's a great talk. I'm going to constantly having great talks with my streams. Certain one of my streams, or certain of my streams, like not all of them, well, who knows, because sometimes I want to enjoy my stream without the great talk, but it's enjoyable overall when having my great talk, you know. But sometimes I have a headache when having that great talk. It's like you're sacrificing yourself to release all that work, because hey, YouTube give us free speech. Despite it being made within India or the USA, we have free speech of what to mention on stream, you know. But overall, I mentioned to be obedient, like goes the flow of the light of God Almighty Jesus Christ, divine light, and like overall, like, just be obedient, like, in terms of those current laws, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily overall chat, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's a great talk, you know. But yeah, I'm possibly gonna play GTA. If AZ is like, how come you didn't necessarily play GTA when you hop off? I'm like, yeah, man, I didn't have to bet or whatever. But I'll see.
You might have to get a new car.
I may possibly play. Who knows? I may possibly listen to music. So. But man, I mean, it's great that people of all ages, regardless whether you're temporarily physically a kid within your mortal body or temporarily physically an adolescent/adult within your mortal body, people can play any video games, watch any TV shows, watch any live shows like WWE, and watch any movies of all ratings. Like for video games, people could play any ratings; it wouldn't necessarily affect them. For TV shows, it wouldn't necessarily affect them. Like, I would let my kids watch any TV shows of any ratings. For live shows like WWE, well, they manage that because it's live and depends on the mental maturity level and what seems reasonable for now until they make certain changes overall. Like showing blood, it typically depends, but majority of people get traumatized by them. So for now, they're just gonna ensure there's less blood, or, you know, overall. Excuse me, chat. Like, they don't use a razor; they use something where it had more blood before. But you know, for now, there's keeping it reasonable and situated
Changing your car.
in terms of it being family friendly, like in terms of being aware of people mentality, like mental maturity level, like being mentally mature and emotionally mature in terms of that level, like mentally and emotionally, which is overall within their mental state, within their mind, not physical state, obviously. But well, it can affect them physically. Like, what if someone got a heart attack simply because of that? So you never know. But
Mike, you can take that headphone actually.
majority of the time is associated with their mentality overall. Check, I man. And for movies, if it's in person, you gotta go with a parent. Which, like, why the fuck? But I'm pretty sure that's like a free pass, or anybody 18 plus, depending on the rating. If it's like R rated for now, despite the age requirement laws, or law, like if it's like a specific age requirement law, like despite the age requirement laws overall, being temporarily overall checked. So yeah, it's quite interesting. But for video games video games, TV shows, and live shows, anybody of all ages can head there.
We're gonna build over here.
For like live shows, like if it's like WWE, you can only be an audience, but to be the one yourself, like a wrestler, apparently there's an age requirement because they think, oh, it's because you have to have muscles and be physically fit, physically and mentally, depending on the demandment. Well, not demanding, but the pressure that you have to that interferes with you in terms of being a wrestler. I mean, not really. I figure if you just go right when you start puberty, you could be a wrestler. But that's for now. Despite the age requirement law, or overall the age requirement laws, you know, being temporarily, despite that being temporarily overall check. But
Be careful.
But overall chat,
Oh crap.
overall chat, very interesting chat. For movies, yeah, that's quite different. In-person parental control, like to abuse a parent. But at home, was it parent or by yourself? But it wouldn't necessarily matter because you're at home. That's just in terms of the movie theater policy, despite that age requirement laws or policy overall, like the laws overall, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily overall chat. Anyway, chat, that's a great talk, overall. Hold up, chat. Yeah. Like okay, that's his marker overall. I was gonna say, but it took quite a while for me to process chat. Like the editing assist, that is very badass. But I was gonna mention that it would be cool, like if you can allow your kids to have a credit card, like possibly during the next decade. Oh, damn it!
Oh no.
That's so fucked. That is so fucked. Wow.
Dude, I'm stuck.
Someone called me? No, it didn't seem like I was gonna say.
GG, Mike.
Yeah, GG's. So you gonna hop off?
Yeah. Are you
I'm in.
gonna hop off or?
Yeah, hop off Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
Mike.
Yeah, what were you gonna mention?
Well said, dude. Stay on.
No, I'm gonna hop off Fortnite.
Then we'll play tomorrow.
Yeah, for
All right.
sure.
All right. Have a good night then.
Yeah, you as well. Oh man. But yeah, that's a great talk. But I was gonna mention, imagine like those who are temporarily physically a kid with syndrome or why they can't have a debit card or credit card, but that is gonna be in the next decade or something. But yeah, despite the age requirement laws, being temporarily for now, you gotta unfortunately be 18 plus. Well, for this situation, but it's all good. It's all good. Oh no, they can have a debit card, but it would have to be a joint account. Like someone have to manage it, like your parent. But I think I'll just have to wait until I'm 18 plus, because man, I want to have my own bank account. Real shit. Have my own debit and credit card. But anyway, overall, yeah, that was a great talk. For next stream, possibly not gonna have a great talk as much. I mean, typically depends, because real shit, it's always great to have a great talk. Can't discourage it overall, chat. But anyway, chat, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see more of me playing Fortnite, be sure to leave the comment down below. Otherwise, I'm gonna end right here. Take it easy, chat. I may possibly play GT5 Direct Mode, but if you don't see me live, then it's all good. Possibly later today, I would consider it, because I'm gonna take care of my room, organize certain shit before I consider streaming. Well, finish Monday Night Raw, WWE Monday Night Raw, and yeah, overall, take it easy, because late it's officially Wednesday. Yeah, I hope nobody be like, oh, why you're loud. But yeah, I mean, just ignore it. Let them talk. Like my kids, they can have a party, like a house party while I'm asleep, or while I'm out with my wifey. They could go out as well, but well, it's me during the 2030s decade. But who knows? And yeah, take it easy. And that could be part of the house party as well. It would be so fun. Just imagine it. I'd be a badass dad. Trust me, you gotta be like that. You gotta be like a badass parent. Don't be old fashioned. Satan approves that, but God Almighty Jesus Christ doesn't. So be aware. Don't go according to Satan. Go according to God Almighty Jesus Christ. But anyway, chat. Take it easy. I'm just gonna listen to music or whatever.